Now, it's time for Covina Newstand, with all the news Covina can stand, with anchor person Margaret Wolf.
Thanks, Rob. Good evening, everyone. Controversy hit QC this past week as a former guest took to the street to protest his treatment during his interview on QC last Saturday night. And we have a report from Joe Haakenson.
Performed by the group Poets in Distress, QC went on as usual.
San Gabriel Valley, it's Quintessential Covina, episode number 9, with your hosts Marty Getz and Dave Cluck. Tonight's guests are Poets in Distress. Also, Covina Newstand with Joe Haakenson and Margaret Wolf. And Jeff's Note with Jeffrey Plummer, who is back from his abduction by aliens, thank God. And now, it's Dave and Marty.
Hey,
Number
9,
number
9,
number
9,
number
9.
Dave, it's number 9.
We've hit number 9, the magical number, big 0 with a straight line down the right-hand
That
side.
could be a B or a lot of other things, or D.
No, D is upside down.
Depending on your penmanship. But anyway, hi Covina, welcome to the 9th edition of our favorite show anyway.
Quintessential Covina.
Quintessential Covina.
Brutus Chieftain, leader of Poets in Distress, read some of his own poetry and answered callers' questions.
Nuns in uniforms get free donuts. Cops, yes, but now nuns don't. This is not right. A society palookaed against itself cannot stand. There's a Foster's Donut Shop a block away from my trailer on Alasta Avenue. The Glendora cops cruise 5 miles up Alasta and then back, looking for drunk drivers and free glaze. Then I show up, reeling from too much poetry. It's nerve-led city when they say
PID. QC unfair to PID. QC unfair to PID. QC unfair to PID.
Elsewhere in the city, Covina Park was the place to be today. The weather was perfect to enjoy the many activities going on at the park. I was there and I have this report. Walking. It seems easy enough. After all, most of us learn to do it by the time we're a year old. But today here in Covina Park, one of the nation's leading experts is here to promote walking as an ongoing activity which has major benefits. Dr. Art Uline, TV's health advisor, visited Covina today as part of a 5-city promotional tour of Walk with Your Doc, a national health event. I asked Dr. Uline how the concept of Walk with Your Doc came about.
For wanting to do it. I'm interested in promoting fitness walking as a healthful activity, and we did a little audio cassette program that people could use to walk by. And we planned to do one walk, one city. What happened is that very soon people got more excited about the walk than about the audio cassette program, and we decided we had an opportunity here to do some good for people in general, to promote better relationships between doctors and patients, and at the same time to raise some money for the American Diabetes Association. So we've put that all together, and we're actually doing this walk today in more than 90 cities across the country.
Dr. Uline also gave suggestions on safety and motivation.
The most important things, I think, are to start gradually. Start slowly and build up your level gradually. A lot of people don't take walking seriously enough. They say, oh, what's the big deal about walking? It looks that so simple, it can't be that strenuous. And the truth of the matter is that for some people, walking is a very strenuous activity. So I say start slowly. I recommend that people use the Rockport Fitness walking test to measure their level and pick the right program. Work your way up gradually. You don't need much equipment, although I do recommend a good pair of walking shoes. Walking is mechanically different than running, and so if you're going to do it seriously and regularly, get a good pair of walking shoes. If you're going to walk at night, wear reflective clothing. Be careful out in the streets, and that's about it. There aren't a lot of dangers associated with walking.
So many times people start exercise programs, but then it just kind of fades away. What are some suggestions on motivation to keep people walking?
One of the reasons I like walking is because it's a lifetime activity. You see very few people drop out of walking. You see a lot of runners quit, and that's because running kind of almost inherently pushes people to the point of pain and discomfort. You don't need to do that with walking. I recommend that people keep their walks more interesting by getting friends to walk with them. Walking is a social activity. I recommend changing the place where you walk. I recommend using walking as a functional activity. For example, you're going to go shopping or to the office every day. Instead of parking in your own garage, park a mile away and walk to the building. There's so many ways to get walking into your lifestyle so that it's not work, it becomes functional.
KABC reporter Henry Alfaro also participated in the walk with his granddaughter. Are you an avid walker? Is this something that you try and do every day? Or?
Yeah, you know, when I was in high school and I participated in all the sports, and then even after I got out of college, I was still playing in softball leagues, industrial football, and basketball and all that. So, but, you know, after a while, you just can't keep up with all of that. I've never been much on running, and what I really enjoy is walking because it gives you time to think and relax, and it's a good way to stay in shape.
Why do you think that walking is catching on so much?
Well, I think it's catching on because I don't think everybody likes to run, and I think that those that do run, there's a difference. I think there's age category, and I think that basically walking is a lot easier to do than running. Running is far more exertion, and walking, I think, is a very relaxing way. I think if you have a choice, I'd rather walk personally.
Ann Poole, the Director of Rehabilitation Services at Intercommunity Medical Center, gave guidelines for starting a walking program.
What you want to do is plan a program that will condition you, get you in good shape to have fun and do the things you want, and it will actually condition your heart as well as your body. Also in a program, one of the most important things is to make sure that you do your stretching exercises to help prevent orthopedic problems, to get your heart going, warm up those muscles, help prevent some of your stretching, some of your real orthopedic injuries. And then warm up and cool down, get the heart going, cool it down so you don't have soreness, you don't have that sort of thing.
Dr. Warren Nafis of Intercommunity Medical Center spoke on the importance of doctors' participation in programs like this.
I think it's good to have, for the doctors to have rapport with the patients, to understand the physical fitness of the patients and their capabilities, and I think this is a good program to explain this to the patients and to give both the doctor and the patient their some understanding as to the problems of the patients.
Joyce and Lisa Cox, avid walkers, offered their own advice.
Well, you really need to get out and exercise. You really need to walk. It's the only way to stay healthy.
But the most important reason for walking is the health benefits.
Control my weight. You burn calories very efficiently when you walk. Another benefit is that it helps to prevent osteoporosis. It's a very effective technique that some people use to fight depression. Walking, if you do it fast enough, will help improve your cholesterol profile. It actually increases the level of HDLs, or so-called good cholesterols. And if you keep your pace up fast enough to raise your heart rate, then it's a good aerobic conditioner. In fact, I think it's one of the best aerobic exercises there is.
So go put on some comfortable walking shoes, some loose-fitting clothes, and start your walking routine today. For QC News, I'm Margaret Wolf. I had a really enjoyable time out there walking and talking with everyone. And also I have the results of the chili cook-off, which was also one of the activities at the park today, and I would like to read them if Steve will go ahead and put them on the screen. The spiciest for third place was Texas Red, and I must agree that was extremely spicy. Second place was Intercommunity Medical Center's entry, and first place was Comstock Load. For the best theme, third place was John's Hot Stuff, the second was Great Wall, and the first place was Over the Rainbow. And that was for best theme. They were really outstanding. You saw a little bit about them just a few minutes ago. Also, the best tasting was third place Power Chili, and second place was What Chili. The first place was the best chili. Some of the judges, all of the judges actually, were Jackie Miller. She was the husband of the late Richard Miller, who was the former Covina city manager, Art Powell, Covina Breakfast Lions, and Tom Johnson from Chili's Restaurant. So congratulations to all of them. I must say that they all had very, very tasty entries. And finally tonight, what news segment would be complete without a weathercast? Well, for tomorrow, expect a repeat of today. Temperatures should be in the high 80s to the low 90s. And that's going to do it for me tonight, everyone. Thanks for watching, and I will see